Hey there, Jed Coburnus here from jedcoburnus.com, and this is talk therapy. It's my way of basically just tapping into my truth, tapping into myself from the deepest place that I know, right? Just giving myself the ability to do that. I learned this from Kyle Cease. Check him out, it's freaking awesome. He calls it tapping into your truth. It only makes sense, right? It only makes sense. And sometimes I go 30 minutes, sometimes I don't, but the first 10 minutes is me versus my ego. That's, me when I go or stuff like that, and it's just my ego trying to trip me up, and my ego is that second voice in your head that's always telling you, no, you don't know how to do that, and you can't do that. And the second 10 minutes is me with my ego, and the third 10 minutes is just me. Sometimes it's faster and sometimes it's slower where I can get to that truth. But that's what's going on today. Tap into your truth, and I have no idea. A lot of times I don't have any clue on what I'm going to talk about. I just hit record and practice talking out loud. And Kyle Cease, he also talks about evolving out loud, and that's the point. This is my process that I've found really, really works well for me. And share it with anybody who you want for them to listen to this or need. If you're like, oh man, they really need to listen to that, share it with them. I'm good with it. This is why I put it out there. And I'm talking to myself. I'm actually literally talking to myself right now. But if others need to hear it, want to hear it, share it. I'm good with it. But for the most part, it's just random. A lot of it's random. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah. So the other thing is yesterday was kind of nuts, just for the fact that this is what I want to talk about actually. Somebody was taking a tour of my work, my current work, Touchstone Mental Health. Look it up. Great place to work. They really take care of you. They're innovative. We do, integrated health. Like health and wellness is integrated within their programming, which is awesome. But somebody was taking a tour, and he was an intern or a new hire or something like that. I don't remember. And I remember his name though, because he's the first person to recognize who I am from my workouts, my YouTube channel. And that blew me away. He's just like, because Julie was the person doing the tour, and she comes in and she's like, hey Jed, this is Jaren. It's not Jared, but Jaren. So I appreciate you, Jaren. That was pretty cool. You made me feel really good. But hey Jed, this is Jaren. And he's like, I recognize you. I know who you are. You're from your YouTube channel. You do workouts. And I'm just like, in my own head, that was nuts to me. That was literally, I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, I've seen you. I see your workouts. You do a good job. I'm just like, no way. And I was floored. I'm like, holy crap. That's amazing. I'm still without words and that's not my ego talking either. This is just me just still being amazed. I was holding back a little bit of tears because I had no idea, right? I have no idea the impact that I'm making. I just do, right? I'm just following my heart and following my innermost path, right? That was already been set for me. I just have to choose to follow it. I just get to choose to follow it. So I think that a year ago, I would have never, I would have been like, oh, that's creepy. Why are you watching my videos? But that's kind of the point. I have zero expectations of anybody watching anything of mine. None. If you want to follow what I do, go for it. I'm proof that it actually does something for you. But that's just one way, right? That's just like one person's approach. And it's not the sexiest approach either, right? Like, I'm saying a year from now, follow what I do and you might have success. 2 years from now, you're probably a little more likely. And it's not the sexiest way, but it's the most permanent. I can guarantee you that. But yeah, so this dude knew me. Like, he's like, yeah, I've seen you from a YouTube channel. You do pretty good. And I couldn't believe that, right? Like, I couldn't believe that at all. I'm still amazed today. And I kind of feel like it's been happening already. As far as people knowing, kind of recognizing me, but nobody is, they haven't like come up to me and said that. Just because in public lately, I've just kind of been, I walk through the stores or whatever, and people just not necessarily stare, like weird stare or whatever. And again, here, I'm literally talking to myself. I'm talking this out loud going, this is real. Like, it just made it real. But so, and I don't know why I decided to explain that to myself, but I just feel like some days people listen, some people don't, and so, I don't know. I don't know, and I love that I don't know what's happening. Like, I love it. Like, I'm acknowledging that part of my experience in life. Like I am. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. But so I'm walking through stores, and it's not like people are staring, like awkwardly staring, but it's like they've seen me before, right? It's like they've seen me before. And I think what's happening is they are seeing me on Facebook and YouTube and wherever else that they're seeing me. They just can't quite put their finger on it. And I think very soon they're going to be like, holy crap, there's Jed. There's Jed Kobernus. And not that I'm doing any of this for fame. Right? For a while, actually the longest while, I was not okay with fame. Like, not fame as in like I'm gonna get famous and blah 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 blah. Like, that's not why I'm doing this. That's not why I do anything. If I were doing everything for fame and attention and fortune, and no. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. I'm following my heart, and I'm putting stuff out there. I am a resource, right? I am a servant. And that's how it works. That is how it works. I have information. I have... Man, right there, there's my ego. It's kind of stopping me. I have everything that I need. And I'm just sharing the process, right? That's ultimately what it comes down to. Is I'm just sharing what I know. I'm just sharing my information, my value that I bring to the world. And if you take it from a business perspective, I share my value to the marketplace. And the market gets to tell me how much I'm worth. And the market is you, right? And that's where I am. I'm talking to myself, and I'm talking to anybody else who's out there. So inevitably, I get to decide what I'm worth, and anybody else around me gets to decide what I'm worth. Right? I just get to convince whoever else that that's what it's about. Like, this is what I'm worth. And then if anything else, like, somebody would be like, well, what is this? How much do you want? And then you say a number, and then they go, great, deal. You always think, man, I should have asked for more. But you weren't there yet. You weren't mentally there yet to ask for more. But to know that people are watching, like, actually, what's really funny is people who are watching and they don't like, comment, or share on it. You're called a lurker. You're a lurker. And lurkers, for all the lurkers out there, there's nothing worse than a lurker. Like, if I really like something, and it's something that I'm watching, something that I read or whatever, I like, comment, and share on it. Because the person took the time to share that knowledge, to share that information, that video, that tip, trick, hint, or whatever, and I am grateful for that. So all you damn lurkers out there who just consume the information and don't give anything back, watch out, right? Like, that's not cool. Do something, like, you give, you get to receive what you give. So if you're liking, commenting, and sharing on a whole bunch of stuff, and that's what you're, looking for or whatever, when it comes to the stuff that you're posting, the stuff that you're creating, I don't really care if anybody likes, comments, or shares, because I like it. If it didn't look weird that I commented on my own stuff, actually, I probably started doing that. I'm just gonna start commenting on my own stuff. Maybe I'll start doing that. Why? Because I don't care. I don't care if anybody likes, comments, or shares. I like it. I like what I'm doing. And I feel that it's right. It feels right in my deepest places, like deepest places of my body. My mind and my brain, it's so funny because there are just some things that we're taught to do, like the path of least resistance. We're humans, right? We always look for the path of least resistance. But sometimes the path of more resistance pays off, not in monetary value, not in money, but in life experience. Like every night, every morning, early, late nights, early mornings, that's kind of high resistance, right? That's high resistance. But 30 years from now, I'm going to look back and I'm going to go, whoa, I created something massive. And that right there is what it's about. It's the long game. Just to have the ability to play the game is awesome. The long game. The one person yesterday, right? May 18th, 2016. Jaron. Not Jared. Because that's what I heard. And he's like, nope, Jaron. And I could tell right there that he got Jared a lot. And I actually get called Jeb. J-E-B as in Bravo, right? And that's not my name. J-E-D as in Delta, right? And it's really funny because he totally knew what I was talking about. But, and it was cool because the dude was, he's laid back, and so was I, because I don't expect anybody to know who I am. And and when they do, like yesterday was the first time ever, it was, proof, right? My one word for 2016 is proof. I can't believe. Actually, I can believe, because I do believe. How about that? You got to watch out with your words. Your mouth is the most powerful thing you have to steer your way. And there is something in the Bible. I don't remember what it was, but it's something about like a tamed tongue or something like that. Like the tongue is the hardest muscle to tame, or whatever it is, and that's so true. Like our mouth, our voice has the ability to make or break us in the same sentence. Yeah, that's a good one too. I should meme the heck out of that. Our mouth has the ability, our tongue as human beings has the ability to make or break us. Huh. That's a good one. But yeah, I mean, it just it just comes down to, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I really don't. Like, I'm good with it. Like, I don't know, and I love that I don't know what I'm doing today. But there's one thing that I always know is God's got my back. He does. That's how it works. You can believe whatever God that you want or whatever it is, believe however you, the universe, and that I'm not pushing those beliefs on anybody. Believe in yourself, believe in whatever. But just to know that at the end of every day, at the beginning of every day, the gratitude that I have. This morning wasn't great. Like, I woke up going, ugh, you know? And then started to get moving and, you know, and feel good. And, you know, I look in the mirror and go, I'm grateful to breathe. And that was it. Like, boom, instant change. Instant change. My attitude, it was like instantly changed. It's nuts. And then here I, you know, doing talk therapy. Now I'm feeling way better. I mean, there's just tools every day. Like, I mean, it's every day. If you don't do it every day, then what, right? Then you fall right back into the rut of junk, of whatever, right? Like, doesn't make any sense. But, I mean, I think that's what it comes down to is just repetitive. Like, interrupt your patterns for the patterns that don't suit you, that don't help you. Interrupt those patterns and continue to do the patterns that do help you. There's is it Mel Robbins, a TED Talk, or you know, I'm trying to get not through, but like I'm trying to listen to that. Mel Robbins does you know, like it's something on the brain, and how the brain and the mind completely just want to interrupt our patterns, and we want to find the path of least resistance. And that's something that intrigues me. Like, I'm just like, okay, so if our brain doesn't want us to use more and more and more of it, because then it has to use more and more energy, and more energy means what? It means, you know, we have to expend more energy, and our bodies are actually created to be very efficient. And if we're using more energy in more parts of the brain instantly is like, no, we don't do this. Like, this is not what we do. We shut down. Like, we need to be efficient, and to use more is not efficient. So that's pretty cool. So just having the awareness of that, because then our bodies, you know, if we listen to our body and not our brain, we actually really start to use more of our brain, and then that just becomes how much use of our brain that we get to use. But if we never expand, enough to even think that we're capable of doing more, then we're always going to be stuck in the same patterns. I know it sounds weird, and I know it sounds nuts, but like, I'm actually living proof of that too. Just because, I mean, I've probably, in the last 3, 4, well, even 5 months since the first of the year, I think I've changed internally and externally more in the last 5 months than I have in the 31 years that I've been living, that I've been alive on this earth. Massive amount of change. And my brain some days loves it and some days doesn't, because there's some days where I'm just cranking out a lot of information and the brain's like, whoa. And there's other days where, you know, I'm not listening to my body, I'm listening to my mind and my brain and my, you know, I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to do any of this. And then I stop and look in the mirror and go, man, I'm breathing. Like, I'm grateful for that. And that's it. I mean, the level of gratitude that I have just to breathe is where it's at. And everything starts from there. Just it's a joke of mine, but just to still convert O2 to CO2 is a big deal. It's a big deal. But yeah, I mean, this is just nuts. And I think the challenge for me sometimes to hit 30 minutes is the ability to have my brain to continue to grow and to use more and more and more of my brain. Use more and more and more of my mind to, and I know it's expand your mind, right? Expand your beliefs, whatever. It sounds corny, but it comes down to just basically listening from within. You know what I mean? We're at 20 minutes right now, and I think my ego is gone. Like it just wants to creep back in at every moment I have a delay in my thought process, but I don't care. Like that's that voice, that's that innermost voice that says in your mind, right? Like basically getting to a point, not getting, but like arriving to your true self and understanding mind and body. If you can align your mind and body, that would be amazing. Now, is that even possible? I don't know, and I love that I don't know if it is. I mean, I would like to think it is possible, because at that point, you're listening to your body, your heart, your soul, and you're listening to your mind, your operation, right? Like your processing. And it's, yeah, like I would say, like Tony Robbins. The dude's a machine, but he's not, right? Like he has his mind and his body aligned, you know, like seamlessly. Like his body is his mind, is his mind is his body. I think a lot of us don't think of it like that. I think a lot of us we just don't. Like we sit here and we listen to our mind the whole time, or we listen to our body the whole time. and I think that can get us nowhere too. Like a good balance. Like that's what it is. It's balance. Balance in life. I know that's, again, right? Like I know it sounds weird, but I think that's really what it comes down to. Is it's a constant game. It's a constant balance of life itself. Like we're always trying to get somewhere and always trying to do something. What if there just wasn't anything to get or do anymore? That's where I think true happiness is. Being grateful for whatever it takes, whatever you have, whatever, I mean, doesn't even matter. I think it comes down to like monks, right? Like, man, what was it, last year? I was at a conference and a monk was like, well, I'm no better than like swamp smut or something like that, swamp sewage or whatever it was. He's like, I'm no better than that. And I didn't understand that at the time. Not that I'm a monk or like, I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm just saying like, he's like, I'm no better than that. And that's like true peace. And I kind of got it, right? Like I was understanding it a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. And I'm not saying I would say I'm a little closer to understanding what he means, but I think that the level of gratitude, I think that's the big part right now. For some reason, gratitude's really hitting me hard today. But when he was saying, you know, I'm no better than swamp, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. It's not smut, but swamp grunge. It doesn't come from a negative place. It doesn't come from a place of self-worth. It comes from a place of gratitude. If you can reach that place in your own mind, in your own body, to a place of, I am no better than anything else on this earth, but I'm grateful for what I am. If you can reach that, that's a pretty powerful place to create, to be at, to be from, just to be, right? That's a very powerful place. And I'm not outside of any of this. Literally, I'm talking to myself right now. But I think that I'm just a little, like, maybe if you could put it into measuring terms, maybe a half inch closer than I was a year ago to understanding what that was, what he means. Because that's, I mean, the level of gratitude that I'm at every day, for how many days in a row, which is awesome. Even this morning when I'm not feeling like, oh, okay, so I'm going to do this and I got to do this, I get to do all of that. And then as soon as I looked in the mirror, I was like, yeah, I'm breathing. It starts there. My gratitude for that is massive. And then it just instantly switched. It instantly flipped. Like, it was so cool. That was a big deal to me. But when it comes down to, like, actually being, and actually being grateful and like loving the experience that I'm in and where I'm at and what I'm doing, no matter what, that's what it's about. There's a massive amount of change that can happen within all of us. The choice is ours to make those changes and to continue to make those changes. That's the coolest part. That's probably, I would say that's the best part of this entire process, is we get to change. Like, we get to choose, we get to choose. Like not being careless, but not being too careful either. Because balance is where it's at. Balance is key. Doing something and then doing the opposite. And then doing something and doing the opposite. Go right in the middle. Having balance between the mind and your body. Give that a shot today. JedCovertance.com. Hop on my newsletter. A lot of fun creating that. It's just daily messages. JedCovertance.com/newsletter to hop on that. Otherwise, if you're willing to change from the neck up, you will change from the neck down. I believe in you. Now it's your turn. Start believing in yourself. Stay safe out there. Be blessed. Bye for now.